Yeah, a bit more on Rolls Royce, just a quick one. And if this works out, okay. So as you can see, we've got some really, really high RSI here on the weekly, and I should dare say the daily as well. Yeah, it's on its way up, but on the RSI is by no means the highest peak. But it's not. It's just some movement um, available. Now, let's just draw this in a little bit more. So it's not far off those peaks. The last peak we had like that was in, let's have a look there, back in Friday, October 2021. We have had something similar, so we take it off that level. Maybe there. What have we got here? So are we looking for some potential future downside? Because this still might be a Bart Simpson pattern. As explained earlier, the Bart Simpson moving up goes lateral and comes back down happens in a very flat lateral point of the market. And also, but we do also have this cup and handle. A cup and handle can go up and it can go down. Potential cup and handle. Everything's viable, potentially viable until invalidated. Um, So what we got here? Very high MACD moving average convergence divergence, usually buy in around zero, um, and or below. That's the best time to buy in. Though obviously there are times when you can read the tea leaves and go in on up. Um, yeah, so this is not for me. This is not a guaranteed strong move up yet. We have had that explosive movement last Tuesday from an earnings announcement. Is just today testing support. So we're testing support this week. Comes back down, as I say, moves up, comes back down, and testing that area there at the 170, 172 area. Absolutely vital point. The money just needs the market needs to take a breather and decide what's happening. Perhaps there's a lot of short sellers have been liquidated at this point. Maybe it was just a massive short squeeze going on, just taking out those people who had put in the shorts, taking them out, liquidating the shorts. Now, what else is there? So seeing that there, it's moving up, it's moving up very, very strongly. There is still perhaps more room to grow. Um, should perhaps look at the other indicators. This moving averages. Um, let's have a look at that one. Set that up properly so you can see it. Green maximum. Amber, like traffic lights, and red. So these moving averages is still just sat on there. We've had a slight convergence, and it was looking at the green was looking at crossing over the amber. That's a 50-day moving average. Was looking at crossing over the 100-day moving average. For me, I was getting ready to be bearish there, to start selling short, looking at where the likely levels of support were, possibly the is that the 200? Yeah, the 200-day moving average even. Um, yeah, absolutely. Anywhere from about there, wood block area, right the way down to that support level on there at 112. 115, anywhere between 115 and 130. So this is still by no means, there's a close proximity of those two. They've parted ways and they've sustained that, has become slightly overstretched at that point in March and has marched its way back towards the moving averages, thus becoming not so overstretched, overexerted from those points. It's just been taking a breather since March, very lateral. Um, has just at the point where might be looking at strength dropping down and moving towards lower levels, momentum gaining, perhaps gaining traction to lower levels, um, has moved suddenly at this explosive movement. We'll see if it's sustained, and we'll see the 50-day moving average. I want to see the 50-day moving average get some distance away from the 100-day moving average. That's the green line moves away from the amber line. Um, Traditionally, where there is a touch on the line, it can take off, but in this case, it didn't. It did not. It just sat there waiting. Um, I think what was it? There's probably all sorts of news which has happened as well, which has caused this. We'll see if this is a sustained fundamental move based on fundamentals of the business as opposed to technicals in the markets. Holding my breath and waiting to see what happens over here. Know what we know. I've got an idea what we're looking for, and how we want to see these things, various things, play out.